Ready for the first bout of the evening. This is the Corona Extra Tail of the Tape. In the bantamweight division, we have Vanessa GRECO with a record of 1-2-1, weighing in at 115.5 pounds, sitting at 5 feet 2 inches from Queens, New York. Her opponent, NOEMI BOSQUES, 1-0, weighing 113.5 pounds, sitting at 5 feet 2 inches from St. Petersburg, Florida, now fighting out of Narragansett, Rhode Island. Let's head down to the center of the ring with the ring announcer, Bill Carpenter, for the fighter introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Corona Extra Bout, scheduled for 4 rounds of boxing in the bantamweight division, women. Your referee for this bout is Eddie Claudio. Introducing the red corner first, she's wearing the black trunks with Italian flag. Weighing in at 115.5 pounds, she is seeking her second professional win here tonight. Coming to us from Brooklyn, New York, please welcome Vanessa GRECO. Her opponent across the ring to my left, fighting out of the blue corner, is wearing the colors of the Italian and Puerto Rican flags. She weighed in at 113.5 pounds. She was victorious in her first professional bout, fighting out of Narragansett, Rhode Island, by way of St. Petersburg, Florida, introducing NOEMI La Rebelde BOSQUES. 4 rounds of boxing, women bantamweights.
Okay, ladies, we gave you instructions, okay? The whole round of time, okay? Here on up, okay? I want you to listen, obey my commands at all time, and protect yourself at all time. Let's touch them up, and let's do this. Touch them up back to your corner.
Here we go with the first bout of the evening. Female bantamweights Vanessa GRECO and NOEMI BOSQUES, 4 rounds. Here once again in the bantamweight division, Vanessa GRECO, a record of 1 win, 2 losses, 1 draw. NOEMI BOSQUES, 1 win. That was a unanimous decision win against Amaryllis Adorno, which came back in 2012. The 29-year-old BOSQUES, hailing from St. Petersburg, Florida, now training and living up here in Rhode Island. She trains in Narragansett, Rhode Island. I'm Pat Sullivan, my broadcast partner tonight, Rich Gingras. Rich, NOEMI from St. Petersburg just moved up to Providence, Rhode Island, where she now trains and lives. This is her first time fighting in her new hometown. You think there's any nerves on her side?
Oh yeah, definitely, Pat. I mean, transporting all the way up from Florida is not an easy thing to do. You know, you lose a lot of your fan base. You'll start all over again.
BOSQUES in the right top, GRECO in the black. BOSQUES looks to be the aggressor here, but GRECO not backing down at all as she gets hit there with a straight left jab.
Now, I got to tell you, GRECO doesn't have a great record, but her amateur career is great. She's won a couple Golden Gloves in New York.
GRECO made her professional debut back in 2007 as she gets a nice left hook there. She then took 4 years off, and since then has lost 2 of her 3 fights, the other fight coming as a draw. The last fight was on January 31st, a split decision loss. So GRECO looking to become more active now in her career after that long layoff. Final 30 seconds to go here in round number 1. See GRECO now trying to control the center of the ring here, Rich. And in a female fight, the rounds only being 2 minutes. It's a 4-round fight. You do have a minute less than as a male fight, so they have to be a little busier and get a little more active in these fights so they can score points, being that there's only 2-minute rounds.
Yeah, it's just like the amateurs. It's more of a race, less of a marathon. You want to get busy real quick, especially in a 4-round fight.
You see there in the corner for NOEMI BOSQUES, head trainer Peter Manfredo Sr. from Manfredo's gym. And another female fighter, Shelly Shalito's Way Vincent, one of the top fighters, not only in New England, but in the world. So a good corner there for NOEMI BOSQUES in her Rhode Island debut. Again, hailing from St. Petersburg, Florida. This is her first fight here in Rhode Island. And a busy first round for both fighters there, Rich. That was a close round. I think NOEMI landed some nice jabs in that round. Greco did come back with a few nice hooks that actually landed on BOSQUES. So a pretty tough round to score there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Greco is definitely the aggressor, but she's not moving ahead as much as I think she should be. You know, like I said, her record doesn't say much, but her amateur career was pretty impressive.
Ready for round number 2 of a scheduled 4. Again, Vanessa Greco in the black top, Noemi BOSQUES in the red top. You see, it looks like Greco's really trying to land that overhand right.
Oh, yeah. She's headhunting, though, I'll tell you, Pat. She goes to the body a little bit better, shows more success.
Maybe Greco comes in here with the mind frame that to beat Greco in her new hometown, she may have to land that knockout punch.
Yeah.
And you hear Peter Manfredo Sr. in the corner telling BOSQUES to work. One thing about any Manfredo fighter, regardless whether you're an amateur or the top fighter, he wants his fighters busy, and he wants them throwing 100 punches around.
Yeah, he expects nothing but the best. And she's sharp, I'll tell you that. BOSQUES is very sharp.
Greco missing with a big right there.
Oh, nice right hand.
Naomi's done a good job avoiding that overhand right. It looks like Greco telegraphs it a little bit too much when she's ready to unleash it.
Yeah, definitely. She's a little shorter, so she's stronger. BOSQUES looks a little sharper.
Greco does have 3 more professional fights and plenty more amateur fights than BOSQUES. So the experience certainly in Greco's corner.
Yeah, she's coming off 2 losses, though, so I'll be curious to see how she does in the last round, if it makes it that far. She seems to be walking into the right hand of BOSQUES.
Nice right there by Greco.
Great fight.
Noemi fighting with a heavy heart just last week. Lost her mother. She passed away and now decided to dedicate this fight in her honor. So certainly a lot more motivation here for Noemi in her Rhode Island debut.
She's got a lot of pressure on her, I'll tell you that. You know, relocating from Florida all the way up here to New England, new trainers, new fans, losing her mother. Tough fight. She's got a lot.
How you feel?
No, Rich, it's not like you're moving from Massachusetts to Rhode Island where your fans can still travel across the state lines to get to a fight. She's moving from the southernmost part of the United States up here to Rhode Island. So she doesn't have those fans to travel and support her in the 3rd and 4th round. She's going to have to rely on her corner, Shelly, Vincent, and Peter Manfredo, and everybody else, Steve Mays, that's working her corner. She's going to have to rely on them to help her here towards the later rounds.
Oh, definitely. You know, when fit hits the shan, nobody's got your back. You're on your own, except for your trainers.
Round 3 of a scheduled 4-round
Nice right hand.
bout. BOSQUES looks very light on her feet. Greco's style of just coming straight forward and throw punches. Well, BOSQUES is moving around, trying to stick her punches and move.
Yeah, I can relate with the move forward, the style. That's how I work. But I like to go to the body a lot. Greco doesn't seem to be going to the body very much.
It's certainly one thing she's lacking. She looks to really be trying to zone in on that overhand.
She's headhunting, which is very predictable. You know, you want to work the body first, get the hands to drop a little bit, then you move up to the head. Not only that, you want to flatten the tires a little bit.
And loading up with those big overhands, too. It takes a little more energy out of you than just sitting there with the jabs and setting up other punches.
Oh, yeah, definitely, especially the ones you miss. Your body's got to stop all that energy, bring it back, and then reload it.
Crowd still filing here at the Twin River Event Center. First fight of a scheduled 7-bout card brought to you by Jimmy Birchfield's Classic Entertainment and Sports.
I got to tell you, Greco coming off of 2 losses, I didn't expect her to be this aggressive in the 3rd round.
She certainly came here to win as she sticks a big right hand there. But BOSQUES follows it right back with a right of her own.
Yeah, it didn't seem to bother her too much. Yeah, helped together nicely.
Final seconds of round number 3.
Fight fans at the 9, whether it's
See Greco head to the corner here, Rich. Going to this 4th round, what do you think she has to do here to get this win?
She has to get aggressive. She's been aggressive, but I think she needs to go to the body, just get the hands to drop down a little bit. Not so much just to wear her out because it's the last round, but she needs to get her hands to drop down with it so she can score a little bit more on top.
First round was pretty close, tough to score. I think the 2nd and 3rd round, I think BOSQUES was a little busier. She landed more shots. Greco missed more shots. So again, leaving it up to the judges is always tough, and regardless how ahead you think you are in a fight, but do you think that Greco's corner right now is telling her she needs that knockout punch to come leave here with the victory?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Greco fighting in her 5th professional fight. Made her pro debut back in 2007. Had a 4-year layoff, then returned with a draw, and then back-to-back losses trying to break that schneid here. NOEMI BOSQUES won back in mid-2012. 29-year-old in the red top, Greco in the black. There's that overhand right. And that's one thing that if you're NOEMI, you got to be a little careful here in the last minute and a half, because if Greco is going to go for that big home run punch, this is where you cannot let your guard down and get caught by that, because a knockdown or a knockout could be very serious.
Yeah, that's what she's looking for. She's throwing a lot of wide punches. NOEMI needs to go straight down the middle and make sure she's either tight or far away, because she's getting caught. And she doesn't need to be.
Approaching the final minute here of this bantamweight bout.
Beautiful.
You hear the crowd here starting to chant for NOEMI.
This is a great fight for NOEMI. Good experience.
Certainly testing her endurance out here. She's having to do a lot of defense as Greco keeps on winding these shots, so she's going to have to be on her toes the entire fight, which she's done, and she's done successfully. As you see there, she tries to go to the body.
I don't think Greco's throwing one straight punch.
Final seconds to go here in round number 4. Greco looking to just land that punch, but she almost did land that punch there. As BOSQUES may have just escaped that 4th round right as Greco was starting to get a little momentum in the final 10 seconds there. That was the 4th and final round between NOEMI BOSQUES, who you see here in the red, and Vanessa Greco, going all the way from Brooklyn, New York, who now you see here in the black. Pretty entertaining fight there for the fans, Rich. You had Greco who came forward the entire fight. She did try to land some of those big power punches, but BOSQUES was very light in her feet. She kept sticking her jabs, moving. She did land the right shots at the right time. Didn't go for that home run punch. She was happy and consistent with doing those combinations, getting the jabs, going to the body, and doing exactly what her trainer Peter Manfredo was telling her to do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Greco was aggressive. She was throwing big bombs, but she wasn't landing a whole lot of them. She was eating a lot of punches on the way in, so I think she came up short on this one.
Greco 8 years older than NOEMI BOSQUES, coming into NOEMI's new hometown here of Lincoln, Rhode Island, where the Twin River Event Center is. Came up here to pursue her dream of boxing. Found it here with Jimmy Birchfield's Classic Entertainment and Sports, and it's a pretty good training partner there in Shalito Vincent, one of the top female fighters around. waiting the final scores here from the judges. Again, a lot to look forward to tonight. We have Peter, the Pride of Providence, Manfredo Jr., taking on Walter, Two Guns Right in the main event. We also have a nice local special attraction, Ronaldo Rodriguez against Joe Gardner, a battle of two Woonsocket, Rhode Island natives. Also in action, Thomas the Soldier Fallowo, Kevin Cobbs, Benny Constantino. And the judges' scores are in. We're going to head down to the center of the ring with Bill Carpenter for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for our official decision. Judge Paolino scores the bout 39-37 Greco. Judge Taylor scores the bout 38-38 even. Judge Sammartino has the bout 38-38 even. We have a majority draw. It is a majority draw.